Okay, I'm going to show you how to fix a colony that has a laying worker. This one here. The first indicator that I have is that the population is not increasing and their numbers are dropping. They have about maybe 2 frames of bees. And as I go through the colony, I can't find the queen. They're fanning really loud. That's unusual for a queen right colony. It can happen when there's a queen in there, but it's just an indicator. It's one of the indicators. They're fanning loud. I'm not finding any worker brood, but there's a few eggs, which is a good sign unless you have multiple eggs in the cells. Let me find an example and I'll try to show you. There's only very sporadic eggs. Okay. In the dark patch, you get a better angle so you can see. Okay, right about the tip of my tool, all these cells right here, all of those right in there have multiple eggs in the cells. So that's a very good indicator that there's no queen, but there's a laying worker. It's also an indicator. It doesn't prove that there's no queen, because in some cases with a newly mated queen, she could lay multiple eggs in a cell. But in this case, with their population declining, and I've been through the whole colony and found no queen. When you have multiple indicators and they all point towards the same thing, it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a laying worker. So to fix a laying worker, you take this box with all the bees in it and you walk the box about 100 yards, or you could even do about 50 yards, and you shake every bee onto the ground. And the laying worker that's in here laying these eggs, she does not come and go with the foragers. So since she doesn't ever leave this box, she doesn't know where this box is at. So when I dump them out on the ground, the foragers know where home is, they'll come back. But the laying worker will not come back. She'll be walking around in the grass and she'll get lost. So that's how you get rid of the laying worker. But then after the fact, I'm going to take all the bees that do come back here, and there's about 2 or 3 frames of bees. I'm going to combine these bees onto a colony that does have a good queen, and they'll at least serve a purpose for the rest of their lifespan, and they won't go to complete waste. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to take these bees and shake them out into the grass. Okay, I shook all the bees out of the box onto the grass and put all the equipment back in place. And all the foragers are starting to come back. So I'll close this back up like it was. In the evening time, when they're all back into this box, I'll take this box and take it off of its bottom board. I'll just take the box and I'll set it on top of another box that has a good queen in it. And I'll use a piece of newspaper on top of the other colony, and then there'll be a newspaper underneath this one, so these will be trapped above their newspaper, and they'll chew their way through that newspaper over the course of 1 or 2 days. And by the time they get through that newspaper, these bees that don't have a queen will get used to the scent of the queen below them, and these bees will just become part of that other colony. And that's how you fix a laying worker colony. There's other ways to do it. If you were to introduce the eggs and let them raise a queen, or you introduce a virgin queen and let them get that virgin queen mated, or you could introduce a mated queen. But those other ways of doing it, those other 3 ways, all have high risk. If you just put a mated queen into this colony, these are older bees. They are not young bees. There's no brood present. So the bees that are alive in here are old bees. Old bees are not nice bees. They are more aggressive towards a new queen they've never met before. So Giving them a mated queen is a high risk. She's valuable, so if you put her in here and did a slow release over several days, they may still not accept her. So combining them on top of another colony that has a mated queen with a piece of newspaper, it's always worked for me. It's very low risk, and these bees can immediately start foraging for that new colony. They'll serve some purpose. I'm blocking this entrance so they're piling up in front of me. But that's how I fix a laying worker colony.